Good evening, everyone. Today, machine learning is one of the most emerging domains, giving out various career opportunities. And I'm sure that many of us would be confused on how to start in this field or what should be the roadmap. To cater all these questions and doubts, we have Shaini Mohanty with us today. Shaini is a third year student at National Institute of Technology, Arunachal Pradesh. She is currently a research and intern at Artificial Intelligence Institute at South Carolina. In the past, she has been an AI intern at Xeon AI and Coforge. And thanks to Shaini, after all this, she also serves as the machine learning mentor at a developers community. Welcome, Shaini. We welcome you all.
Thank you so much, Sakshi, for the wonderful introduction. And so I'll be taking this session today.
Sure.
And today's session would be directed at navigating the ML landscape, exploring career options.
Okay,
Is
Shaini, the
that
floor is yours. You can
I'm
now continue.
Shiny, and I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to guide you through the exciting and ever evolving world of machine learning. Like machine learning has become one of the most transformative and impactful fields in technology, from healthcare to finance to entertainment to any autonomous system. ML is revolutionizing how we solve problems and make decisions. It's almost a buzzword now, used anywhere and everywhere. Uh, Intelligent washing machine, intelligent earphones, and whatnot. It's like very trendy, and I think it's one of the most popular options that people are considering to get into. So, in this session, we'll explore all the diverse career paths available in the ML landscape and discuss the essential skills and knowledge that a beginner, that a novice person should start with, and maybe provide insights on how to stay ahead in this dynamic domain. So, just so you will know, I guess I'll be discussing more about students who want to break into this field. So, who all are attending this session? Like, is it first yearites, second yearites, or who are like, what is the majority? You can just type in the chat box. I'll wait. Okay, second year, Laksh. First, second, next year, next month. Cool. I think I'll just finished first. Cool. You're all in the right place, and I'll try to discuss, uh, discuss and clarify your doubts and all. So let's start with the most important agenda. Let's discuss why ML and for who. So many people believe that AI and ML are just buzzwords, like temporary trends that will eventually fade away. But I firmly believe that AI is here to stay. Technological advancements have driven progress, and the next decade, at the minimum most, will undoubtedly be dominated by AI. So we are integrating AI into almost every aspect of our life. Netflix is all about AI. Nvidia is doing great. It's one of the most valued companies in the world. Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, everyone is just diving headfirst into this whole ML fiasco. Shouldn't be calling it a fiasco, but yeah. And I'm sure you must have seen these insane amount of startups that have just blown up that are catering and specializing, especially in this AI and ML. So almost every sector. It's revolutionizing healthcare with predictive analysis. It's with personalized medicine. It's with finance and trading and
సెషన్
everyday
వెళ్తున్నావా
experiences too. Fraud detection,
పక్కనే ఒక
stuff like
ట్యాబ్
that.
ఓపెన్ చేసి ఫీడ్బ్యాక్
So,
ఫామ్
given
టైప్
its
చేస్తావా పార్లర్గా
vast
లేకపోతే
potential and exploring,
కొన్ని
I
క్వశ్చన్లు
think
పెడతాను దాన్ని
learning
బట్టి
AI
కొట్టేస్తావా
will
నాది
definitely
రికార్డింగ్
be
పెట్టాను
worthwhile. So,
సెషన్
if you're with the question, should I do ML? You should consider
గూగుల్
it.
ఫామ్లోకి వెళ్ళి క్రియేట్ ఫామ్ కొట్టి
So,
క్వశ్చన్ యాడ్ చేస్తే అయిపోద్దిరా
uh,
పైన
this is
డిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఏమో
one
అది
important thing that
ఏదో ఒకటి డిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఒకటి టాపిక్ నేమ్ అంతే
yeah. So this is one more important thing
అయిపోయింది
that I
వల్ల
wanted
లేకపోతే
to
వర్షిత్ గారు
discuss
లేపాను
for
నేను
those students who want to aim to be specialized in this field. Let me tell you, it's not all
సరే
cake.
సరే
It is
పంపిస్తాను
difficult,
క్వశ్చన్స్
and
పంపిస్తాను
let's discuss what the challenges are that you should be ready for. When it comes to math, most software engineers don't use it regularly or vigorously. It's more about coding and logic. But if you're thinking to get into machine learning, you need to like math. And it's definitely not for anyone who hates math. And I'm not talking like the kind of math like algebra, linear algebra, or basic calculus. Like if you want to understand papers, which we'll discuss further, that which is a big, huge, important part in your role, then it's much more than that. So you should be ready to learn maths and be good at it. Then another thing that I have heard from many people, especially first year students, that they say ki, software engineering is difficult. It has a lot of competition. So does web development. So let's get into ML because that is relatively easy and the competition is less. But I don't think that's the case anymore. Uh, you guys must have heard about Andrew Ng, like the most popular course on Coursera. So he's like, I somehow hate math but love coding. Can I? Yeah, 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 sure. Okay, not hate math. You cannot hate math and do AIML. Uh, it's also about coding. For example, if I say if you're start trying to study NLP, like ML is also vast, right? So if you're doing something with deep learning, if you're doing something with NLP and stuff, it will have maths. You'll need to understand it, but the majority of your work will be coding still. But in college I'm having specialization in AIML. Uh, is it Chandigarh University or something? Syllabus of maths. Maths. Uh, yeah, yeah, it is for you. Unless you try it once, you cannot really know if it is for you or it's not for you, right? And it's good to know a little about everything. Your job most probably would use ML. Your company will definitely be using somewhere in its uh, applications and projects. So it is useful for you to learn. To what extent you can decide that for yourself, and you can also decide how deep you want to go into mathematics side or deep you want to go to the coding side. So that's upon you. And yeah, so I was coming to this part, which was ML is easy or competitive. It's not. So it's not to scare you off, but uh, network issue from my side. Is my voice jittering?
No, Shani, your voice is completely fine. Anil, maybe you can rejoin or check your network connection.
Okay. But one more advice that since I said maths, you need to learn maths. The syllabus of maths would most probably be probability, statistics, linear algebra, and a little bit of calculus. Very little. Like you don't need to remember the difficult parts of it, that is trigonometry and stuff. It's easy. You do not. I think one advice that I can give you is to not create this impression that you're not good in maths or you do not like maths. That might be a problem later on. So if you think like I love coding and I want to do ML because it's interesting and it's fascinating, but if it comes with a little bit of mathematics, I'll do it, because I don't think there would be any field where you are completely good at everything else. And ML is rewarding. So if you get a little bit of maths, do struggle a little bit, but
చెప్పరాజా
once you have paid it off, it's not a huge part. You just need it to understand and then implement. The rest part is coding as
ఏంటి
well.
ఏంటి ఏంటి
So that's it. Except if you want to get into
అవును
research,
నేనేం పెట్టాను
then you need to be very, very good at this. What is MLOps? We'll cover it.
అవునరా గూగుల్ ఫామ్ లో డిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఉంటుంది కదరా పైన ఎరుపుక
So with competition, I think the competition is nahin, if you are like, I guess we have done JE and
లేదు
it's one
మామ
of
ఈ
the
క్వశ్చన్స్ పెట్టమా
monstrous
నేను
and
పెట్టిన క్వశ్చన్స్
humongous
పెట్టిన గూగుల్
syllabus
ఫామ్
and
పెట్టానా
subjects. So I don't
ఆ
think anything
క్వశ్చన్సే
is
పెట్టు
more difficult than that after all. It gets easier here
ఎందుకు ఓపెన్
from here
అవ్వట్లేదు
on. But you need to be in the game.
ఓకే 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 ఇప్పుడు చెక్ చేయి రిఫ్రెష్ చేయి
So let's
వచ్చింది
talk
వచ్చింది
about rapid change. Here, this is something
ఓకేనా
that I
మామ
realized while interning and stuff, like that field of artificial intelligence and ML
ఆ,
is
అంటే
very
చూడు
dynamic
జీసాక్ అని
because it
ఉందనుకో,
has a like rapid
ఏదైనా వేరే
change.
సెషన్ ఉంటే
One day you'll
మార్చేసేయ్.
be like working on a project,
ఇక్కడ
you would be
మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ టీమ్స్ ఉంది కదా, అక్కడ
deploying
గూగుల్ మీట్ అని
models,
పెట్టు.
you would be working with
ఓకే.
libraries, and the next day when it doesn't work, you'll know that library is deprecated and I'll have to start it again. So you need to be on your toes, you need to quickly adapt and change. So if you're a person who likes challenges, who likes something like looking forward to something new every day, this field is definitely for you. It's ever changing, it's ever evolving. You need to upscale daily, and you'll be all good. You'll be ahead than most the development. That's great, Ibrahim. You should do it then. Then let's proceed. Uh, Here's one more thing. I think someone asked in the chat box as well. What do I need to start? Myriad of things like ML, data science, resources. Yeah, I'll come to it. ML, data science, AI, maths. What to start? Where to start? From where? Right. So the process I tell you ki, how to start from where. First of all, get the basics right. You I think if you are from JE, you have your maths on point, and you'll be studying subjects like engineering, mathematics, which will cover linear algebra. That is something that you will have in most basic ML algorithms as well. So if you have your maths on point, if you know Python coding, or if you can start with Python coding and you know oops with these three, and then you can start learning algorithms and anything and everything else. And if you're starting with anything else in order, there is no specific order to follow, as in, but you should know the basics of each part, and that's how you know that your fundamentals are strong. And then when it comes to a range of skills, what skills should I acquire so that I'm hired? I think Java, machine learning is mostly done in Python. So I guess Python is essential for machine learning. You cannot do ML apart from Python. So because most of the algorithms are in, sorry, most of the machine learning libraries are incorporated in Python. So you need to know that. And then, like, I personally do DSA and stuff. Won't teach ML because the time. And I think there are a lot of great people who are already teaching internet on the internet. So I guess you should learn from them. But I'll tell you from where to learn and how. So yes, I just discussed the agenda of the session, for who, where to start, from where, and how to land an internship or job. Uh, so one advice that I can give you, that if you want to see if I should learn SQL, I should focus more on machine learning algorithms, then let us look at the job roles that are available in the market and what each job role requires. And then you take a list, you make a list what you already know, what you are mediocre at, and what you need to learn from scratch. So if you complete that, at least the basics, then you are all eligible for any company to be hired. So we'll discuss that now. What are the roles available? That would be data engineer, data analyst, data scientist, MLAI engineer. Let's discuss that in detail. So data engineers are responsible for designing and managing infrastructure, like, see, anything that you are using and you are feeding into the computer is your data. Anything, any information about you. And this data is used by all the big companies, all the small companies, to carry on their market research, to carry on their job decisions, like carry on the any decisions they want, and to recommend you any personalized recommendation. For example, YouTube has an algorithm where it shows you videos that only you like. How does it do that? It is an ML algorithm, and and the data is what you liked, what you saw, or what you spend your watch hours most on. So everything that is data. It is, if it's a big amount of data, that is big data. It's nothing rocket science. So Data analysts and data engineers, mostly similar roles, they are uh, they are instrumental for working dirty work on these data. They take these crude data and they form it into a data that can be used by data scientists and other engineers to form models and do work on it. So you'll have access to all types of data, structured, unstructured, and as data engineers, you'll be responsible for designing, constructing, installing, and testing and maintaining architectures and stuff. Uh, these are the skills that I have written. For example, programming skills with query language as SQL. SQL is something that you should be familiar with, and most you need to have an in-depth understanding of other domains than ML, such as finance or business. Mm, depends. Uh, Depends on your role, I would say. For example, if you're talking about staff data scientists at a company that are usually senior roles, and they are responsible for using the models to take market research. And like, I guess the fresher roles that you're talking about, you do not need to have a knowledge on that. You'll form it slowly and steadily as you're working, and you will gain more work experience. You'll have that in your field. So, I think I've also added some screenshots of companies who are hiring to validate. For example, this consult bay jobs. This has a required qualifications, and I have made sure that I add, because it's a common doubt that what are the skills required for freshers, and I have added screenshots for that. So this is a company that would hire freshers. It will assist you, and these are the skills that you should know: SQL, Excel, Python, and cool. Just a sec. I'll share my screen again. Sorry for the interruption. I think I'll just quickly share my screen again. The PPT, yeah, you can share it. Did I miss any chat? Cool. So you need to be acquainted with your programming skills such as SQL. You need to know some big data concepts such as Hadoop, Teradata, and some basic theory. Experience with data visualization tools, Tableau, etc. And that is a big good part of data analysts and data engineers. Most days you will be working with Tableau, Power BI, and stuff like that. And maybe some experience with data profiling tools. And same with data engineer, it's almost the same. So these are the screenshots. And this company especially works on ad hoc data projects. So this will be your key responsibility, and they'll teach you. And you do not need to have a crude definition, and knowledge would be okay, but you do not need to have an in-depth knowledge that would just come as you keep working. American Express is also a big tech. Amazon is a big tech, and it also hires for data engineers. And then we'll come to another most sought after role, that is data scientist. So, what is the difference between, Rohit, I'll come to you. What is the difference between data scientist and data engineer? So, whatever data the data engineer provides, data scientist uses that data to understand and explain the phenomena around them, why and what, and helps the organization to make better decisions. Mostly, it's a senior role from data engineers. In big tech, it is. And if you're working in mid-sized or startups, then you need to know a little bit of everything because mostly they do काम दोनों का. So yeah, Rohit, what was your doubt? I guess in this photo
Chakra.
you'll have all the
Ah,
data skills that you should know: programming language like Python, R, SQL, data
నీకు కావాలంటే
visualization again,
ఫీడ్‌బ్యాక్ ఫార్మ్ ఇది.
Tableau,
కైండ్లీ ఫిల్ ద
Power
ఫీడ్‌బ్యాక్
BI,
ఫార్మ్ నువ్వు
ML
మార్చేసేయి కావాలంటే.
algorithms,
ఓపికుంటే.
incorporating ML and deep learning into your work, like as data scientist, means continuously improving the
ఆ!
quality of the data that you gather and
ఓకే.
potentially
అదే
be
ఉంచే
able
అయితే.
to predict the
ప్రెజెంటేషన్
outcomes
తగ్గట్టు
of
మార్చు.
future data sets. So you need to have some knowledge of big
సెట్.
data, and you can and
జస్ట్ అది
about the
సెషన్
soft
డిస్క్రిప్షన్
skill
మామ.
that you should have in general. Keep on developing it as you're in your college years. Like you should have communication, you should have a little bit of business understanding, and you should have soft
ఓకే.
skills so
ఓకే.
that you
ఓకే.
can
సరే తీసేయి అది.
present yourself to the employer, employer or your professors, that you are hardworking and you are sincere and you will
మామ?
be able to learn what you already
ఆ!
don't know. So yeah, Rohit, you can unmute yourself, I guess.
मैम एल्गोरिदम ट्रेडिंग के लिए हमें एमएल की नीड पड़ती है, तो उसके लिए हमें क्या रोड मैप होगा एल्गोरिदम ट्रेडिंग के लिए?
Algorithm trading के लिए, I guess like if you want to do a project by yourself or you want to get hired somewhere.
मैम बेसिकली एल्गोरिदम ट्रेडिंग के मेरे को डिप्लॉय करना है जो ज़ीरोधा का अकाउंट होता है, तो उसके लिए मेरे को सॉफ्टवेयर
Okay.
बनाना है जो ऑटोमेटिकली बाय एंड सेल करे, उसका मैं बस मनी अपनी डाल दो तो.
Uh-huh. I There are a lot of YouTube videos. I think Three Blue One Brown is one YouTube channel. I think it has one project like that. So maybe you can download it and like sorry, maybe you can just learn from it, and you can also learn from Medium articles how to deploy it. I think you'll get it on GitHub on YouTube. It's a good project too, and it's helpful for day to day. Yeah, Rohit.
मैम बेसिकली तो इसके लिए तो हमें क्या क्या नीड स्किल्स ही होंगी, क्योंकि हमें इसके अंदर तो हमारे डेटा का भी यूज़ होगा, क्योंकि हमें अगर हम निफ्टी 50 का ग्राफ लेते हैं तो हमें उसके लिए 10 ईयर्स की हमें डेटा हम उसे कहाँ से लेंगे फिर उसका, जैसे कैंडल
Uh,
स्टिक पैटर्न होता है ये सब चीज़ों का.
हाँ. Uh, you'll have to check once, I guess. मुझे because you wanted to implement it in real life, right? So you have to see कि इसके लिए data कौन देता है कौन नहीं देता है. Does Nifty allow you to put it or you have to put it manually? वो तुम्हारे like project पे
मैम ये
depend करेगा.
बेसिकली ना
You'll
ये
have to check.
ये अभी काफ़ी कंपनीज भी यूज़ करते हैं और काफ़ी पीपल भी यूज़ करते हैं एल्गोरिदम ट्रेडिंग को, तो बेसिकली उनको डेटा तो कहीं ना कहीं से मिल रहा है, तो ये डेटा साइंटिस्ट जो होते हैं उनका जो रोल होता है वो तो डेटा कलेक्ट करके उन्हें डिप्लॉय करना होता है. तो बेसिकली जो कर रहे हैं एल्गोरिदम ट्रेडिंग तो उन्हें भी कहीं ना कहीं से डेटा मिल रहा होगा, तो ऐसा कोई प्लेटफॉर्म या जहाँ से मिल सके.
कंपनीज के लिए तो डिफरेंट रहती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई नो वन फ्रेंड जो कर रहा है, एंड दैट डेटा लाइक कंपनी का डेटा इज कॉन्फिडेंशियल. लाइक द कंपनी डायरेक्टली डेटा मांगती है, एंड दैट इज कॉन्फिडेंशियल डेटा, नॉट फॉर पब्लिक यूज. तो आई थिंक फॉर कंपनीज इट्स लिटिल बिट डिफरेंट. तो अपने लिए देख सकते हो कि कौन सा स्टॉक्स पब्लिक एक्सेस के लिए अलाउड है. And if you have the graph, like 52 weeks का graph, if your model is utilizing that, तुम उसको भी use कर सकते हो. That is available. I hope I was able to. So some data science and AI intern ka screenshots that I've added. Then I'll come to the next part, AI engineer. Uh, okay, wait, I missed some chats. Number 0 says, I have all the resources related to ML from a course of 6,000, but I lack consistency and discipline. How to study ML in a more interesting way? So I think okay, if you have already taken a course, well and fine, but but if any one of you is thinking कि course लेना है या नहीं लेना है, don't take it. I'll share resources with you. आप लोग वहाँ से पढ़ सकते हो for free of cost. But how to study ML in more interesting and fascinating way? I don't think मुझे ML में इतना interest आता if I was just learning theory and maths. You it will interest you when you start utilizing it in projects and you start using it on your own, and you get good at it, right? Unless you implement it in projects and unless you know कि real life में इसका use कहाँ से हो रहा है, I don't think it will interest you. So, and discipline is something you have. So try inculcating that. uh, have like 3 hours dedicated every 2 days, or say like 3 days out of a week you can dedicate it to ML. That's well and good. And you need like if you do something like for example, we I think developers group, and I will also be starting a 30 days ML challenge very soon. You can join the community there, and in those 30 days it will be helpful for both seniors who are revising for like the interview and internships and placements, and it was also be useful for juniors and for you people, first year and second year people, because it will also provide a roadmap कि basic ML algorithms क्या क्या है and how to do that. So within those 30 days, not consecutive 30 days, but 30 different topics in 30 different days, and I think that would cover a lot of your basics that you'll clear all of your interviews with that. We'll start that very soon. And any project suggestions for those who have just started with ML, like just with Python knowledge? I think just with Python knowledge, you should start with any OOPS ka project. That is good. After OOPS the project, you should pick up something like market segmentation is good. If you are doing something with supervised learning and unsupervised learning, then do implement one of those algorithms in each one short project. For example, if you have learned logistic regression, do use it in a market segmentation project. If you are doing deep learning and then you can just start with MNIST digit recognition. Those are just good programs, good projects. You can easily learn a lot of these. DBM is required for that. And Ranjan, I'll also share one, like in the email that we'll share all of you to all of these participants, I guess. Then I can share one GitHub repo. They also do have a YouTube channel link. They'll also help, like they build a project over like 3 hours, and they also have the GitHub link. That would be helpful. They have a lot of projects there. DBM is required for that. DBMS is required in a lot of fields. So nothing for that, nothing to get started. You can learn it afterwards. I have specialization in full stack development. Can I switch? Yeah, you can switch. Uh, cool, Chandu. Will you take? So AI engineer. I guess we'll discuss that in the Q&A session. Like the AI engineer role, you know what a software engineer is, you know what a data science is. Add both of the two, it is an AI engineer. So in that you'll be having mathematics knowledge, you'll have some ML algorithm knowledge, and then you have the whole uh, software engineering skills. So basically, you are a software engineer who is working on one ML project. That is AI engineer, AI ML engineer. And I have screenshots attached to all the job profiles. Like for example, this is a remote job that would be providing you with 70,000 US dollars. That's a whole lot, and it is just with ML knowledge. Another thing here, this is where I would suggest you can when you're in first year, you think that you'll crack Google, you'll crack all these fang and mang jobs, but I think you should also focus on big tech, but you can also focus on startups. If you think money is a factor, that big tech pays more, that is not necessarily the case. Many startups would be able to match that of big tech. And if you're good enough, they can also hire you for more salary than many big tech, because then you will be having more responsibility, have to have more knowledge, and you'll be doing more work there. So also have some screenshots regarding that. For example, this company, this is in Hyderabad, Telangana. Uh, See, this one is for C++ and Python. So anyone who knows a little bit of C++, that is also good for them. DSA again. And then deep learning and CV skills. So this company specializes in deep learning and machine learning, and computer vision skills. Then you have NLP and deep learning. NLP is one of the most popular thing that you can learn right now. It's almost trending, and it has a lot of companies are hiring for NLP related jobs. So if you're wondering that what to learn next in ML algorithm after supervised and unsupervised, go for NLP. It's easy for beginners and it's rewarding too. Uh, and then we have an AI developer. You can just check out these skills anywhere. This is some niche skills like AI product manager. This is also something like that, a project manager, but who specializes in AI, who works on a AI ML project. And ML ops. So this is something. Now, MLOps is essential when you are deploying your projects and when you're making your projects for the mass. So it is for the DevOps engineer, DevOps engineering who is doing one ML project, and that you will be basically responsible for developing CI/CD pipelines for ML projects. Most probably, you'll have to use tools like Amazon SageMaker, Kubeflow, Docker, etc. Then this is one job, and it really pays a lot, this job. This is one advice that I wanted to share with you people, and I think someone asked me in the chat as well, that do we need to have understanding of a sector or not. I think focusing on sector is a huge deal. For example, we as students have very tunnel vision. For example, I am many of you said that I am good at coding, but I'm not good at maths. Then many people say, oh, I'm good at development, I'm not good at AI and ML, and I won't do it. And many people have the other way around, that I am good at AI and ML, but I won't do full stack, or I don't won't learn front end at all. But I don't think that's the case. Your job would require you to know a little of everything. So once you should not run after tools or language, you can decide what sector you want to get into if you want to prepare rigorously. For example, I have selected finance, that I want to get into finance. Then do research about companies, what they require. Do research about skills, what are required. Do research about what is going on right now in the world, and projects that are essential, instrumental. And after that, after you have decided all of those things, do everything that your job, that your ambition or your dream requires you to. If your ambition requires you to learn maths, do a little bit of maths. If your ambition requires you to do a little bit of front end, do a little bit of front end. And if it requires ML algorithms, do a little bit of that. Don't restrict yourself ever, that I'm good at this and I would not be exploring anything else at all. And yeah, so that's it. I'll jump on to resources. Oh, this is one of the advice that Andrich Karpathy gave. I hope it's visible to you all. You can, I'll just give you 2 minutes, you can read it. It's one of the golden advices that you have on the internet right now. For those who think that is it difficult, personally I'm an EC student, so I do also have this problem of managing academics with tech, but this is a very good advice. So utilize your time well, get actual and real world experience, like the guy who was talking about trading projects. That's a very good way to start, and that's a good level project. So you'll research about how to get data, where to get data, is it real time or not, and then maybe you'll have to learn about time series equations, Black-Scholes equation, and implement it. And Black Scholes is used in option trading. So you'll have to read research papers, you'll have to implement it, and you'll gain a whole lot of experience that you cannot gain by watching YouTube videos, and you cannot gain by watching any course on Coursera or Udemy. The best way is to read research papers and implement them. The best way is to see what leading people are advising you to do. The best way is to just create projects. Go and create a project. Some person said that in YouTube there are a lot of common projects that everyone just has on their resume. Probably, but you can always think what to do to make it better. How can I change one Python notebook to a project with an interface with a backend so that people can use it. People can download it as an app and use it. So those are good projects. And instead of getting spoon fed, you can work it on your own. Learn the basics on YouTube, learn the basics on GitHub, and then create it on your own. Develop community where you can help each other out, discuss doubts, and that's the way to go. This is one more advice that whenever you create or anything cool, you need to document it well. So in this age, in this time of recession, how do you stand out? How do you make yourself visible to recruiters? How do you make yourself the perfect candidate, and that people know that you really are keen in learning, and and you have knowledge. So for that, if you are vlogging about it, if you're blogging about it on Medium, on anything else, that's a great way to stand out. And yeah, your grades are just an annoyance, you'll have to deal with it, but do not ignore your grades again. Many companies do have a CGPA base that they say 8 or 8.5. As long as you keep it above 8 or 8.5, I think it's good for you. Another advice, do not just hope for off campus, because in my first year I had this feeling that in my colleges good companies do not come, so I'll probably just do off campus. But honestly, you should also be very focused on campus as well. Give equal importance to both off campus as well as on campus. And these are the resources, many resources. And Krish Nayak has and playlist for deep learning, for NLP, for LangChain, for many of the skills that employers do want. Free Code Camp will give you basics, like it starts from zero to like a lot higher advanced level. Aladdin Person, Abhishek Thakur are good with concepts, and these are not the average YouTubers you'll get out there. These are good people who are doing quite well in their own journey, and they are like distinguished ML people. So advices from them do really matter. Three Blue, One Brown, ML with Phil are people who will do projects for you, like who have done projects on live stream. So if you follow one project, it's not about copying the code that they are writing into your Python notebook. Okay, see how they are writing it, on from which paper they are writing it, from which documentation they are writing it. Decode the process, because that's what you'll do, whether you are a student, researcher, or an employee. You will be doing that. So focus on the thought process, and how they are being able to do it. That will really help you. For MOOCs, Coursera, Udemy, and YouTube is best. You do not need to buy any uh, paid courses really. People to follow. This is something. How to stay abreast of all the knowledge that is there out there in the vast open. Do follow people on LinkedIn. Get active on LinkedIn. Use LinkedIn as your Instagram, but do not get FOMO by it, I guess. Then people like Andrich Karpathy, Angela Yu, Bernard Maeve, Gaurav Raina, professors from IITs, IIMs, and professors from Stanford, Harvard, else they will be readily helpful to you. And you should also network. Code with Harry, no. I mean, don't waste your time there. I think it just has superficial knowledge. Probably he might be really well in his own, but I think the YouTube channel like YouTube knowledge that he has, it's very superficial. So don't go for it. It's okay. Yeah. And then, so you should follow these people who are active on LinkedIn or who are active on Twitter, and you can follow them. They do provide a lot of insights into what is happening. For example, uh, a library or a project may be well followed on for like 5 years, and someday you'll like, for example, KAN was a new algorithm that was published in a research paper very recently, and people at the top are saying that that will revolutionize GAN and a lot of other algorithms that we were using, and that would be a next big step. So, how do I know of it? Although I do not, it will be difficult for you to understand a lot of things. But how do I know of it? Because all the people that I follow on LinkedIn were tweeting about it, and all the people were posting about it. So you should network in your LinkedIn, as well as follow and read posts that they are uploading. Medium articles are your best friend. Whenever you have any problem or a code that you get stuck on, and you just type it out there, like that's the error I got, you would have Stack Overflow and Medium articles are again where you should document your projects. They will be your best friend. They will tell you all the challenges that those people faced while deploying those projects. That will just help you. And you need to do projects, you need to read papers, you need to practice. So you remember Andrew Ng, probably on Coursera, that is the most bought course on machine learning. So he said in one of his Stanford lectures that if you want to get good at ML and good at AI engineering and be at the top of it, then you need to read research papers and be able to implement them. You need to, that is his advice, that you need to read at least two research papers in 1 week. So if it's a lot for you, don't worry. I read at least one research paper in a month. And if you feel like those research papers are just written in some other language and you are understanding none of it, it's okay. You are totally human. But it's really helpful. And once you keep reading, you will get the hang of it. Dheere dheere. Coming to the like final tips and takeaways, I think we have talked about all of these. So yes,
బాబా అయిందా
that will be it from my
అయిపోయింది
side. In
పంపిస్తుంది.
case anyone of you have any more doubts.
ఏంటిది
సెండ్ చేస్తే చాలు కదా.
షేర్ అని కొట్టి
ఆ,
యూఆర్ఎల్ అని కొట్టి షార్ట్ యూఆర్ఎల్ అని కొట్టి ఆ లింక్ నాకు పెట్టు.
సరే.
I'll share my LinkedIn profile.
కలెక్ట్ ఈమెయిల్ అడ్రసెస్ కలెక్ట్ ఈమెయిల్ అడ్రస్ దగ్గర వెరిఫైడ్
Thank you. I hope I was able to clear all of your doubts.
వెరిఫైడ్ అని పెట్టారు.
పెట్టు.
Okay, so if okay,
Prashna అయిపోయింది
Shivraj
రే.
has a doubt,
Yeah.
and
అవ్వలేదు
anyone
ఇంకా.
who has a doubt, you all
అవుతుంది.
can raise your hands.
క్వశ్చన్ లేదు సార్ అందరూ.
If you're
మనం కూడా
comfortable,
లింక్
we'll
చేద్దాం.
take up the doubts from the chat box as well.
చూడు పెట్టాను.
So hi, so I wanted to ask that basically when we are into doing a particular stuff or in projects, so researching that topic in IEEE or a research, any research, it's quite difficult to search in the topics because it's very the research are very different. So how to be specific that we want and how to get that output from the research, IEEE explorers and all various.
చెప్పరా
Go to Google Scholars.
అది ఎందుకు వస్తుంది నీకు?
For example, if you are trying to do something with option trading, then first Google what are the
అది
necessary
అర్థమైంది.
and most fundamental things that you need to know. For
Verified
example,
research?
that will first pop up with a Black-Scholes equation that you need to have that.
అది మనం
Or
ఆల్రెడీ
say
మెయిల్
you are
అడుగుతున్నాం కదా.
deploying in, you want to do a chatbot. So it will tell you all the NLP basics that you should know with. And when you have all the fundamentals, do type those fundamentals in the Google search box.
ఎలా ఉంది మా
That,
సెషన్?
and you'll have papers related to it. Just add plus within quotes papers, and it will pop up with papers. read the most cited papers. Do not read any paper. You can check that on Google Scholar. The ones that are most popular, that are
Beautiful link
cited very
పెట్టారు.
frequently, do read them. And after that, after you have done that, see a GitHub implementation of that paper if it's available.
ఆటోమేటిక్ అప్డేట్ అయిపోయింది మనం మళ్ళీ
Another
లింక్ పెట్టాల్సిన
website, wait,
అవసరం లేదా?
I'll try to remember that. I said, I think it's
ఆ.
papers with code or something, if I'm not wrong.
మరి ఆర్
That
ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ఇన్
has
జాయినింగ్ డెవలపర్స్ టీమ్
papers
దగ్గర బోత్
which
ప్రెజెంటెడ్ అండ్
have
ప్రీపెయిడ్
like
మెటీరియల్
with
ఏంట్రా?
a link of the code implementation with GitHub. That really helps a lot. So I think you can use that site as well. Uh, Code with papers.
ఓకే
I'll
అది
Google search now if I'm not wrong.
చూడు చూడు ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ
Okay,
పెడతా.
thanks.
Papers with code. Sorry. Yeah.
And I have another question that, see, when as a student I'm basic to machine learning and all, so how to get that depth and
చూసా కానీ ఆర్
professionalism
ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ఇన్
searches
జాయినింగ్
and
డెవలపర్స్ టీమ్ దగ్గర
searching
వీఆర్
the
హైరింగ్
prompts
అండ్ రైట్
like that we in YouTube and everything, that yeah,
పక్కనే
we
రాయ్ వీఆర్
can
హైరింగ్
go
అని.
to like you have gave some names like Andrew J, Angela Yu. So for us students, how can we get that professional knowledge to that we do the search and we have that
అట్లా
knowledge? So what did you do so that you were able to came to know about these people?
వీఆర్
How
హైరింగ్.
research
ఓకే,
did you
Yeah.
do?
నా రెస్పాన్స్
Yeah,
వచ్చిందా
I
చూడు.
also did not have, like, there are a lot of roadmaps which might be useful, which might not be useful. So in case you have started something and you feel like you are not able to grasp it, maybe the major reason is because you do not know the fundamental behind it, or there is something that there is a prerequisite, like you should know this before knowing that. You just need to keep searching, keep asking seniors
సరే రాజా.
and people in your network that, am I doing it right? Am I because that Angela Yu thing was recommended to me by one professional that I had connected over interview. Like, I was not selected for the interview, but I still chose to network on with that individual because I really felt that he was very knowledgeable. So he suggested
Sabra
me
Jana.
that you can watch 100 Days of Python with Angela Yu, and that was
అక్కడ
really
నేను
helpful
క్లోజ్
for
చేసిన
me.
ఏం కాదు,
So I
రెస్పాన్స్
think you
ఇస్తాను
can
ఆటోమేటిక్
ask
అవుతాయి.
suggestions from seniors. Do not try to do everything on your own. And Shivraj, that's a
sir.
very good thing, that how to search, because that is a skill you need to have. Like, it's the most essential skill probably. You do not need to do everything from scratch. Everything is there on the internet. Probably 90% of stuff is there on the internet, and you just have to do that 10%, even when you are a student, and even when you will be working or on research, as well as on, like, as an employee. Anything, you just need to have that extra 10%. Everything else will be available on the internet, and you need to know how to research and where to search for it. You can ask for help to seniors. I think that's the best part, to know, to judge whether you are doing it right or whether you're doing it not right.
Yeah, so basically, we should ask seniors and we should connect to people to get to know about that.
సరే
That the
రాజా.
90% search, right? Basically,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what you wanted to say.
yeah.
Okay,
And but choose people who have already done a lot of stuff and they know the thing.
okay, thank you.
Okay, so we also have a question from Subham Paul. I completed my BTech in CSC without AIML specialization,
చెప్పరా.
but a little bit knowledge about it. So I'm starting my MTech in AIML. Will it be beneficial for me?
పర్లేదు కదా.
ఏం కాదు.
Yeah, so like,
అవుతుంది
have
కదా.
you given your gate, or like you're starting, or you're thinking about starting your MTech?
రెస్పాన్స్ అన్ని చెక్ చేయొచ్చా?
అంతే.
Because I myself am from EC. I do not have a subject like OOPS or
సరే తర్వాత
DBMS.
చూద్దాంలే కానీ
Most
యాక్సెప్టింగ్
I have
రెస్పాన్సెస్
just
దగ్గర
learned
యాక్సెప్టింగ్
everything
గానే
from
ఉంచు,
books
సరేనా?
and
అది ఆఫ్
from
చేయమాకు.
internet. So I
ల్యాప్టాప్
think
ఆఫ్ చేసుకో, కానీ
like
యాక్సెప్టింగ్ రెస్పాన్సెస్
CSE
దగ్గర
is also
అంతే
a good
ఉంచదు,
start,
దాన్ని
and
గెలవదు.
if you have a little bit of knowledge about it, that's a
ఆమె
very good
ల్యాప్టాప్
sign.
మూసేసిన
You
ఏం కాదు,
can
అవుతూనే ఉంటుంది.
develop and
సింపుల్ మా
take
ఇప్పుడు
more and
రిజిస్ట్రేషన్స్
more
ఉన్నాయి, మన
at
నైట్
any time
ల్యాప్టాప్
you want.
ఆపేస్తాం కదా, మనకి ఎట్ట అవుతున్నాయి.
And also, I think MTech or
తర్వాత
like
తీసుకుంటారా?
higher
ఇప్పుడు
studies
తొందరగా
in
మనకి ఇప్పుడు 10
AIML does
నిమిషాలు
really
రావాలంటే
pay
మనకి
off.
కాదు
Like,
కదా.
even to PhD levels, all the senior data scientists are almost, they have an MS degree, MTech degree, or PhD. So like the conversion rate, or it really pays off. Like, the principal is high. If you're doing an MTech, it is good. It's a good option.
Also have a question from Himanshu. I'm currently doing Python and DSA. So what should be the next step after this? Should I do dev or start with SQL or ML or anything else?
I'm currently doing Python and DSA. You need to, after doing a bit of DSA, when you're feeling comfortable, you need to dedicate like 2 hours daily per. Maybe that's a good habit, but minimum number of hours to DSA, and you need to keep practicing on that after you have reached a stage, because that's where the logic building happens. So after that, you can enter into one field, like devotedly. So you can do dev. See, like the college life that we have for 4 years, you can utilize it to explore. You can start doing dev, you can start doing AIML, see what interests you more, see where you have that inherent skill where you know that I'm better at this. uh, and if you do that, and if you choose one field where you know that you are inherently good, that would make your life easier. And really use your, excuse me, your college life to explore, because that this is the student life is the only time you'll be able to explore this without consequences or without wasting your time. That, like, that is a time utilization factor for you. So I think you should explore a little. And if you want to start with dev, uh, yeah, you if you want to just start anything and explore.
Right, since many of them are like in their first and their second year only, so you can explore all the paths and decide where to go. It would be easy for you.
Yeah.
Ravikant is asking that is Kaggle best to learn data science?
Yeah, Kaggle has good data sources, and Kaggle also has a lot of competitions. I guess there are 3 fields or 4 fields in Kaggle where you can get data, where you can also have notebooks which are all pre-implemented. It is a good place.
Okay, so Arushi will share the PPT on the email where have you from which you have registered, and we have a question from Subhashish. How much calculus is used in machine learning?
Depends on the ML algorithm. Uh, for example, time series as calculus, and time series as calculus, decision trees as information theory. So different ML algorithms will have different concepts of mathematics used. But if you know basic calculus, you'll be able to catch it on.
Okay, so apart from these, we also have a few questions like what are the projects that can be added in the resume? Any ML projects which you suggest?
Okay, yeah. I think it's a myth that you need to have very good projects to stand out. Even if you have one deep learning project, like a small project, in fact, and one major project, I think that will do the work for you. Having complex projects would maybe help, like it will help you to expand your own knowledge, but you do not need to have like very difficult projects in order to get selected or shortlisted at companies. You can say if you want to do an internship in a very specific ML related platform only, so have one deep learning project, have one logistic regression project, and have anything else. Choose anything else like NLP, choose LLM, choose decision tree, choose time series, choose anything, do one project over there. And if you have 3 projects, 3 projects is a good number to have.
Okay, so we also have a question that I have learned many theories from linear regression to random forest. What should I do next to gain confidence in what I have learned?
Sorry,
Okay, I'll repeat. I have learned many theories from linear regression to random forest. What should be the next step to gain confidence in whatever he has learned?
oh, okay, cool. Uh, this is where you need to know what interests you. For example, if you have first of all, implement a project. If you're just learning theories and you haven't implemented a project, it's incomplete. You do not know anything about it, because implementing a project is essential. And to not implement a very basic project, like that's a good start, definitely. But uh, do have an idea where this theory that you just learned is used in real life. So, for example, if you have learned random forest, do you know where it is used in your real life scenario? Which company is using it? Which place it is used the most? If you have no answer to it, you need to research more. You need to learn more. And once you have the idea where it is used in your real life, that's how you know where project and which direction you should go. Yeah.
I think we have covered all the questions from the box as well. And guys, kindly don't leave the meeting because we have a few interesting things left. I'll just share my screen. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'll also just I see two more doubts where someone has asked, do all FANGs have criteria for CGPA? That's one good thing with FANG, that FANG usually do not have a high CGPA criteria, but I think it might be 7 in some of the FANG. NVIDIA, for example, has a 8 CGPA criteria. JPMC has an 8.5. So it's better if you have a good CGPA. Not because not getting shortlisted and having all the knowledge in the world really hurts a lot. So
Right. Academics and projects are both like, go hand in hand. So you have to focus on all those things. Okay,
yeah.
so this is our Telegram group, and I think many of you have not joined the Telegram group. So basically, if you have any doubt related to AI/ML or whether web development, hackathons, anything, you can just go on and put on your doubt on the in the Telegram group, and someone or maybe the mentors which are present, they'll surely help you out. So if you have like any doubt or maybe any opportunities which you are missing out, like one of them asked like how to get internships in machine learning, so maybe you can join this group, and all the opportunities which are there, like which are currently going on in the market, we share all the opportunities over here. So I would advise that you should join the Telegram group. Like we have a column for internships as well, Python, Java, like whatever your domain is, you can join that group, and discussions and everything would be done over there. Okay, so also I'm sharing a feedback form. Yeah, we have shared the we'll share the link to the Telegram group. Just a second. And also, there's one feedback form which I'll share, and I would request all of you to fill that, because it helps us to maintain the meetings, and your feedbacks really help us. And one more thing, okay, how many of you think that you have a good LinkedIn profile page? You can just show me a raise of hands. Okay, we have three hands up, just three, four, five, six. Okay, nine. Out of 25 people, we just have 9 hands up. So for this only, on next Saturday, we would be having a session on LinkedIn optimization, and it would be taken up by Padmesh Sharma, and she's an intern at Amazon. And I think she'll surely help you to, get your LinkedIn better, and how to gain more connections, how to network, and what post you should put up on your LinkedIn to get a better reach. And yes, so do share the session which is going to be held next week. It would be going to be held at next Saturday, 6 p.m. So we'll share the link of that meeting and the registration form in the WhatsApp group. So just be updated on the WhatsApp group and on the Telegram channels. Okay. So if anyone of you has any doubt, you can put it in the chat box till now. Just a second, we are sharing the link for the Telegram channel. Okay, so I have shared the link for the Telegram channel on the chat box. You all can join from there, and if you have any doubts, any queries, you can put it up over there, and we'll surely answer them. So thank you everyone for joining, and being a good audience. Do join the session next week as well, and thank you so much. Have a good day. For ML, I think Shaini just mentioned that Dhruv Nayak's YouTube channel is really good for machine learning. Krish Nayak. Am I right, Shaini?
Yeah. Krishnayak, some guy named Ayush too. I'll I'll share the PPT with all the YouTube channel names. I guess you'll get help from that. Cybersecurity. I think that's the domain. That the domain belongs to some other person.
Kanika will surely have a session on cybersecurity as well. And yes, you can just fill out the form, and in that only you can mention whatever sessions you want or something in whichever field you have interest in. We'll surely have a session on that as well.
Yeah, guys, do fill up the feedback form, and in case you need any more future sessions, we'll also plan that.
Right. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much. You all can now leave the meeting. Thank you, Abhay and Harry, Ibrahim. You all can leave the meeting, please. Thank you for joining. Okay, Abhay, do you have a doubt or something?
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
could, sure, go on.
I have to ask something. Like, जैसे next month मैं like third year में जाने वाला हूँ. But जैसे इधर के साथ मैंने web development start किया because I thought कि ये like basic thing.
Abhay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you are not audible. If you could speak a little louder.
I was saying that कि next month मैं approx third year में जाने वाला हूँ. So लेकिन इधर के side मैंने अपना मतलब web development start किया. तो मतलब that I thought it is a basic thing जो आनी चाहिए पर्सन को like वेबसाइट बिल्ड करना एंड ऑल लाइक प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड ऑल में ज़रूरत पड़ती है उसकी. सो इधर की तरफ अगर ये स्विच करना चाहूँ मैं तो इट वुड बी फाइन और मतलब लाइक इट वुड बी अ रॉन्ग ऑप्शन से AI/ML स्टार्ट करना.
कौन से ईयर पे हो तुम?
अभी सेकेंड ईयर है मेरा बट अभी फाइनल मतलब यूनिवर्सिटी